Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel, Chili 1911. If you saw my last video, I had ordered this product from Academy Sports. Did a little bit of an unboxing on it, kind of a surprise reveal, see what we got. What I have here is an American Classic. It's the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. So we're going to do a little bit of a overview on it and unboxing out of its package, and just kind of go over some of the specs and take a closer look at it. So that's the way it comes, or at least that's the way mine came, in a package, blister package from Buck. Turn it over. Does have a leather sheath. This is a USA made knife, Post Falls, Idaho. So it is still true to its legacy of being American made. Now if you'll notice right there where that American flag is, it says knife made in the USA. You turn it over, down here on the bottom it says knife made in the USA, imported sheath. I want to say the sheath might be Chinese, I'm not sure, but I mean it looks decent from what I can see. It is leather with the Buck emblem on it with the anvil. Genuine ebony hardwood handle. Cryogenic heat treated stainless steel. Lockback design for safe use. A Buck Classic with the forever warranty from Buck. And if you think about a Buck knife, you know, you automatically think of the 110 lockback. If you think of a lockback knife, you're thinking of the 110 Buck. So to start with, I think we'll open up the back. Get that sheath out first. We use the Buck 301 Stockman. Don't really feel like, feel right about using the case canoe to open a Buck knife. We'll save it for, we'll get a case knife or something. Not bad. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a sticker on the inside, which I'm going to remove immediately, that says sheath made in Mexico. So I was wrong about China. Everything's not made in China, I guess. Back there, 110. Good leather stitching. Rivets look good right there. Good snap. I've had a couple of these. The last one I had was a few years back, and it was probably mid to early 2000s. It was a nylon sheath. It didn't come with a leather sheath, so it's pretty nice to get a leather sheath. A little bit of warranty paperwork. If you want to read that. Message from the Buck family. chairman. That CJ buck, I believe he is the great grandson of the founder. A little bit of literature on the markings. A little bit of a trick if you get a buck knife, if you take the sheath out first, there's kind of an easy way you can pop that cardboard slip out instead of having to run your blade around the front. End up maybe scratching your knife or something. I know that wasn't graceful, but I'm gonna do that very carefully, because every buck knife I've ever had straight out of the package is sharp. It's razor sharp. A lot of knives these days, even some other American-made companies, I'm not gonna name any names, they're not quite as sharp from the factory. I mean, you may have to do a little hand touch up yourself when you get them, but every buck knife I've ever got's been razor. And that one, looking at the edge from here, it definitely looks pretty sharp. There's no nicks or anything in the blade that I can see. Real pointy tip. Those bolsters, those brass bolsters, are a little bit dirty and look a little bit, I don't want to say scratched, that's not the word I want to use right out of the package, but probably where it shifted around in that plastic, being bounced around and stuff from the factory to, you know, I got this one from Academy, so it's been on a truck several times, bouncing back and forth. Fit and finish looks good. No real major gaps or anything between the spring and the brass liners and the wood. Very clean on the inside. 4 pins in the stocks. There's your marking, buck 110 USA. It's hard to tell on the camera. Right beside the 0 and 110 on the blade, there's a, let's see if I can get a light. It's kind of like a upside down T with a dot underneath it. I've already looked that up. It's a 2021 model, so that one was manufactured in 2021. Buck does use markings on their knife blades so that you can tell. For instance, this 301 Stockman, I don't know how well you can see that, but beside the 301 there's an X. That X represents 1990, so that's a vintage 301 Buck Stockman. It's got some weight to it. 110 always has. It's 7.2 ounces. Blade length is 3.75 inches, 3 3/4 inches. Overall length 8.75 inches. Closed length 4.875 inches, or about 4 7/8. 420 HC stainless steel, clip point, straight edge. The Buck 110 was introduced in 1964 by Chuck, which was the grandson of Hoyt Buck, who made the original buck knife in 1902. A little bit of literature on the back. The forever warranty, it says Buck Knives unconditionally warrants that it will repair or, at their option, replace this knife if it is found to contain any defects in material or workmanship. The warranty covers replacement parts and labor. The warranty does not cover misuse, abuse, or products that have been modified in any way. Up top here, I'll just read it. It's going to be hard to see in the camera. This Model 110 Folding Hunter handles are made from ethically sourced Crelicam ebony, a genuine hardwood that has been seasoned to provide a nearly indestructible handle material. For more information on our ebony products, visit www.buckknives.com. A little bit up here on the blade, a superior blade and sharper edge. We use 420HC stainless steel, which is heat treated to exacting standards to ensure excellent edge retention and corrosion resistance. Our proprietary cryogenic heat treat process achieves a standard hardness of RC58. Our Edge 2X technology ensures that your knife blade has a sharper edge, stays sharp longer, and is easier to resharpen. And that was one of the things that Hoyt Buck, the founder, back in 1902, he experimented a little bit with some files. Because of the heat treatment, he wanted something that would hold an edge longer, and that's one thing Buck has over everybody else. They have their heat treatment down to a science. They've always been known. If you look at this 301 Stockman, this is the old emblem or insert they put in the stocks. She got that hammer hitting the back of a buck knife, probably supposed to be like a 119, I guess, fixed blade, and it's a bolt. And that was Buck's trademark thing, was, their blade was tempered just right and hardened just right to where they could cut a bolt. So just a little bit of Buck history. Nowadays, though, they don't have that on the new ones. It's the anvil. But anyway, like I said, you ever think of a lockback knife, an American lockback knife, you're thinking of the Buck 110. You're, basically the original lockback, or at least the ones that perfected it. Every cowboy, rancher, farmer, hunter, American frontiersman, from the 60s on up, more than likely had a Buck 110 at some point in their life. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Chilly 1911 out.